I am Ivan, Grand Prince of Moscow, sovereign of all Rus. Born into a time of turmoil, I was destined to restore the greatness of my land, to unify the scattered principalities of Rus, and to free my people from foreign subjugation. My father, Vasily II, suffered betrayal and blindness at the hands of his kin, yet he persevered, teaching me that a ruler must be strong, cunning, and unyielding. Upon ascending the throne in 1462, I knew my task was clear: to consolidate power, expand my realm, and fortify Moscow's position as the heart of Russia. My first great victory was over Novgorod, that proud republic that had long resisted Moscow's influence. They sought alliances with Lithuania and the Catholic West, a treachery I could not abide. I marched my armies upon them, crushing their forces at Shilon in 1471. Yet they continued to plot, and in 1478, I seized Novgorod completely, abolishing their ancient Vesh and bringing their vast lands under my direct rule. I ordered the Great Vesh Bell, the symbol of their independence, removed. The boyars and merchants who opposed me were either exiled or executed. I redistributed Novgorod's wealth among my loyal followers and settled Muscovite families in the region to ensure their loyalty. No longer would the boyars of Novgorod challenge Moscow's sovereignty. As my domain expanded, so too did my vision. For over 2 centuries, Rus had been forced to pay tribute to the Tatar Khans of the Great Horde. This burden, this shame upon our people, had gone on too long. I would see it ended. In 1480, I refused to pay their demanded tribute, provoking a great standoff at the Yugra River. The Khan, enraged, sent his forces to punish my defiance, but my army stood firm on the opposite bank. For weeks, we faced each other, neither side daring to cross. And then, as winter set in, the Tatars retreated in disgrace. That moment marked the end of Mongol dominance over Russia. We were free, and our sovereignty unquestioned. No longer would we be vassals. We were now masters of our own fate. I followed this victory with further campaigns against the Tatars, ensuring they could never again impose their will upon my realm. With our independence secured, I turned to the task of governance. The vast lands I had brought under my rule needed strong and centralized leadership. I strengthened the central authority of the Grand Prince, weakening the power of rebellious boyars who sought to divide my rule. Those who conspired against me were stripped of their lands, their titles, and, in some cases, their lives. I encouraged a new class of service nobility, dependent entirely upon my favor, ensuring their loyalty. To ensure uniformity in justice, I introduced a new legal code, the Sedebnik, in 1497. It not only standardized laws across my domain, but also imposed harsh penalties on those who defied my authority. Among its statutes, it restricted the movement of peasants, tying them to their lords, a measure that would bring stability but also plant the seeds of future servitude. The legal code also reinforced the authority of Moscow over its newly annexed territories, ensuring that no region could act independently of my rule. Yet power is not built on arms and law alone. My marriage to Sophia Paleologina, niece of the last Byzantine emperor, cemented my rule with the legacy of Rome itself. She brought with her the customs and grandeur of Constantinople, and with it, the vision of Moscow as the third Rome, the true heir of Orthodox Christendom. The double-headed eagle of Byzantium became our own, a symbol of Moscow's divine right to rule. Her influence reshaped my court, bringing an air of imperial majesty to my rule. She whispered of the fallen empire of her ancestors, of its lost glories, and of how Moscow could rise to take its place. She introduced court ceremonies and traditions that had once been practiced in the palaces of Constantinople, elevating my status not just as a prince, but as an autocrat equal to any emperor in the world. Under my reign, Moscow transformed. The Kremlin was rebuilt into a mighty fortress, its golden-domed cathedrals standing as monuments to our faith and power. The Cathedral of the Dormition rose under the hands of Italian architects, a testament to Moscow's newfound grandeur. The Palace of Facets was built, a hall of splendor where I received foreign envoys who now addressed me as an equal to emperors. The Kremlin's red-bricked walls were fortified, its towers standing as unyielding sentinels over my domain. I commissioned the construction of new roads and bridges to improve trade and communication across my vast lands. Trade flourished as merchants from Venice, the Ottoman Empire, and the East came to my court, seeking favor in commerce. Moscow, once a minor principality, now stood at the center of an emerging Russian empire, its wealth and influence growing with each passing year. As I near the end of my days, I see a Russia stronger than ever before. The Mongol yoke is broken, the Russian lands are united, and Moscow stands as a bastion of faith and power. My son Vasily shall inherit a throne that no longer wavers, a kingdom that shall endure. My vision has been realized, a Russia ruled not by fractured principalities, but by a single, undisputed ruler. I have fulfilled my destiny, and in doing so, have forged the path for Russia's imperial future. My name shall be remembered not merely as Ivan, Grand Prince of Moscow, but as Ivan the Great, the unifier and liberator of the Russian people. The foundations I have laid shall endure, and one day, Russia shall stand as the greatest power in the world, fulfilling the destiny that I have carved with my sword and my will.